Hey, it's your CEO, Weekend Gabe, and thanks for watching Weekend at Gabe's. We hope that you enjoyed this latest episode. While you're here, hit the subscribe button and follow us on YouTube. Thanks for watching. Yo, broadcasting live to you and yours. It's Weekend Gabe holding you down tonight on Weekend at Gabe's. Like the Adidas campaign for Derrick Rose, this is the return episode. We're back at it. After a 3-4 week hiatus, we are back like we never left. Glad you guys are joining us here on the September 13th, 2022 show. We got a lot of big things coming up. We're going to do our latest segment, Gabe Plays, where I go up against a former pro basketball player and try to beat him one-on-one. And then also, we take shots with Ben Moscow for music shots on this latest episode, the fan favorite. Give us a follow on these socials at Weekend Gabe, at Weekend at Gabe's, and also at The Real Sam Crane. Speaking of The Real Sam Crane, joining us from somewhere in an undisclosed, very, very nice apartment. Sam, how are you?
Hey, don't tell them my apartment is nice. Don't do that. We've been off for a month. I have enough people coming over here as it is. You know, we're hosting the weekly Game of Thrones watch parties. We got to do business meetings for Weekend at Gabe's and music shots here. No, my apartment is shit. It's not great. There's things hanging. There's lots of spiders, lots of them. Sometimes they end up in your coffee. And yeah, don't come to my house. You're not invited. You're not welcome. But what is welcome is the return of the show, everybody. Yes, we are back. We love to see it. September 13th, as promised, the return. You mentioned the Adidas ad campaign. Didn't work out well for Adidas or for Derrick Rose. So this return might be something a little similar to that. But I'm glad to be back here. I'm glad to be back with you. And it feels like a fresh lease on life, man. You know, we got a lot coming this episode.
Exactly, man. I mean, the new segments are fantastic. I've been spending the last couple of days editing them down, so I've seen them a bunch of times, so I can't wait for you guys to see them. But also, you know, just a lot of good stuff, new energy. Like you said, I started a new job, being around a lot more kids, which is refreshing and also exhausting, but also, you know, trying to do some big things. And I'm really looking forward to the end of this year and us finishing out the year strong. And so, you know, there's a lot of good things ahead for the show that I'm excited about. So, you know, I think although we've been off for a long time, it doesn't feel like it because I just replaced the show with other life things. So it hasn't been like super relaxing, but I'm excited to get back into the flow of things and booking some really great guests for the end of the year and get into that flow. So yeah, so it's been a really wonderful last 3-4 weeks, and then next week is the big birthday week. So man, it's gonna be crazy.
Everybody wish Gabe a happy birthday. Spot. You hear that, man? Did you get him a gift? He said you didn't get you a gift.
It's all
again.
Good.
You know, he must not like you very much.
It's all good, man. Virgo season is in full effect, man. Team Virgo gang, you know, God's favorite. Listen, I can't help you if you're not part of it, you know.
I don't know, man. Leo season was pretty lit. You know, I gotta be honest. You can try to claim that, but it just got cold outside. It's getting dark. You don't want that. You don't want that in your life.
What I was doing, if you've been following I posted this on the Weekend at Gabe's when I was doing karaoke a couple weeks ago. And I was telling everyone, I was like, Team Virgo gang, God's favorite. And I got booed. I was like, I'm sorry.
As you should. As you should.
I just really feel at this moment that I'm God's favorite. So, you know, until otherwise proven, that's just the way it's going to be.
Otherwise proven. Fair enough. Fair enough.
But yeah, doing karaoke. We're last night we were in our media softball league. We beat Scandal.
Hey, I saw you was whipping that thing.
Yeah, 21-3.
Hey.
Got on 3 times. I walked the first time. My captain was like, walks are cool, they're not, but like I need you to, you know, put some power and get this thing in the right field for me. And so the next few hits I got on. So I got on every at bat. I was really excited about that. So working at the plate.
There's good things aligning for you. I love to see it, man.
But next week we play against Team Odyssey, which is the 670 sports people. So Lawrence Holmes, I saw him last night, so we're going to be facing off against him. So might have to get some video first and then try to beat him. We'll see.
Yeah, you gotta run the Gabe on the street again, bro. That's what you need.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm excited, man.
This time when you do Gabe on the street at the softball event, you got to put everybody's softball stats up, just so we know that, if their opinion is valid or not. The guy with 3 home runs, yeah, okay, for sure, we trust him. But the dude who's 0 for 4 today, nah, I'm not feeling his opinions.
Nah, I mean it's gonna be a stacked game next week, so I'm like, don't put me in right field because I'm gonna fuck it up. Just let me get some at bats, because a friend of mine was joking at the way I was running the bases, and I was like, because I'm fat, that's why. Fuck, man, it's not easy pushing all this weight,
You gotta move it somehow, yeah.
My arms, don't move, in symmetry. It's kind of wild, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if my running offends you. My bad.
Oh, man. Oh, my goodness.
But man, all good, man. Then Ali turns 13 in a couple weeks.
Oh, man, you got a teenager. All the best years are ahead of you, Weekend Gabe. The best years. The ones that involve, eventually having a birds and the bees conversation with Ali. The ones that involve preparing for college entrance exams. The ones that involve high school in general, man. You are in for a journey, and I don't envy you one bit. Because, and this is true, kids were something you brought upon yourself, my friend.
Exactly. Apparently, it's about 300 racks to raise a kid in today's inflation, Joe Biden's economy.
Not with today's inflation. That's a cool $500,000. That's a $500,000 in Joey B's economy.
I'm like, if these kids are like $500,000 to raise these kids, man, I need results. Like I need a hit. I need a viral moment, something out of you guys.
Next one, put them in the softball league. They need the reps.
Not sure if there's gonna be a next one. I think the game machine is shut down for good.
No, I meant the next softball game. Dear Lord, for the sake of Jesus, please do not do the 3rd round of this.
Bring more mini games into the world.
God,
the world could only handle 2. Is that it?
Yes. Yes. That's not exactly what I said, but it is what I meant to say. So yes.
Exactly, man. Well, anyways, So let's get into news that the Games only cares about. Extended edition. You ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, we've been gone for a while. You have been begging for it. And there is only one man who can give you the news rundown you have been so missing. But it is not news that you care about, nor is it news that anyone cares about. The only man that cares is Weekend Gabe, and that's why it's news that only Gabe cares about. Extended edition.
We've been gone for a long time, but this beautiful thing happened from President Biden. He canceled $10,000 in student loan debt. Hit the applause for that.
Yeah, you know what it is. You know what's funny about this? I saw this headline come through while we were off the air. Turned to my girlfriend. I was like, "That's good for you, right? You have student loan debts." I was like, "10K probably does it all, right?" And she's like, "I got 25K." And I was like, you know what I'm saying? So thanks, but no thanks, Joey B.
It could be more. I think it was like 30,000 if you have like Pell grants or some other form of grants. It could be a little bit more. So I don't.
Who has Pell grants? Please,
I don't know.
Come on. Point somebody out in your life right now who has Pell grants. God damn it. That's like, well, if you've been to the moon, you get an extra $30,000 off. Thanks, Weekend Gabe. I didn't know,
I'm just saying there's probably someone out there who's gonna benefit off that. Not any of us or anyone in our vicinity, but someone will. So good for them. But listen, I'm gonna take this 10 racks. My loan's still gonna stay in deferment because it's still too high. So I'm just gonna die with this until President Harris
You're gonna
decides
need
to.
it, yeah.
President Harris is gonna run it back and be like, "Listen, 10 more racks. I got you,
We did
fam."
it, Joe. We did it.
They're asking for their money, Joe.
Joe, they keep asking for their money. What do I tell them?
Shit. I do have to say this though. Before we move on, really quick, Joe Biden, fucking guy, has been really not active at all the first year and a half. But this last few months, the headlines and the clapbacks have been absolutely perfect. When he did the White House announcement of this, and someone said, "Well, is that fair? Is this fair to someone who doesn't go to college that people are getting some of their loans canceled?" And he turned around and said, "Is it fair that a person who doesn't own a multi-billion-dollar company that they get tax breaks that regular people don't get?" And I was like, "Fucking Joe, man, there you go. Do that shit."
I don't give that man any props because in 30 days he's going to need a chair to get him up his own stairs in the White House. So
Listen,
yeah. No, please go die soon, and please, dear Lord, let's not do President fucking Harris.
I need him to hold on for 2 more years. I don't know what kind of serum they have in the White House, that Marvel Avengers serum that's just gonna turn back the hands of time on his life. There has to be something there to help us get this.
This would have been a really great segue into the Queen dying.
We did not do that.
But yeah, you didn't line it up right. We're gonna have to go somewhere else first. Yeah, good for Joe.
All right. Well, speaking of pure fuckery, let's move on. Listen, I know this. You know this. Certain people don't know this because they weren't watching Weekend at Gabe's. But Stacey Dash found out that DMX died, and I know that you're like, man, that's fucked up that he died. But sad for her that it's a year later. You're too late that she learned that DMX the dog died via TikTok of all places. There's things that have happened that I'm like, man, I missed this. And I know we talked about this before for another story about missing big moments. Like people were asleep when 9/11 happened, but you caught up like a day later. It's like things like you.
Yeah.
The internet doesn't let you forget that things are happening.
And more importantly than the internet, Weekend Gabe doesn't let you forget what's happening. We did not only a DMX has died newsreel. We did a DMX has died. Let's remember our favorite DMX moments episode. We did a it's been a year since DMX died episode.
we did 4 segments.
4 segments on this garbage. Stacey Dash, you make me want to stab my eyes out with forks. Ah. Yes. Anyways, if you were living under a rock, or you were a person of privilege enough to have ignored looking at your phone for maybe the past 2 years. Stace, I don't know. What's a long form? I don't know. I don't care. Stacks Dash. Stop it.
No. This woman is in the music. Her cousin is Dame Dash. She's in the music. She's around.
That's why she's relevant. That's why she's relevant. Oh my
God. Well, because of what's that? Oh my God! What's that stupid '90s movie? Clueless. She was in Clueless, and then she was in a bunch of movies. This was before Dame Dash and Rockefeller actually blew up, but then it came out later that they were cousins, and then that's the correlation. But then Stacey Dash went full conservative, right-wing talking head and went on Fox News and ruined her career.
I think every time, what's funny to me is that almost every day I log onto the internet and it's a video of somebody filming themselves like sobbing tears. And at no point in my life, I've been on this planet for 27 years now, at no point in my life have I filmed myself crying just to see what it might look like. Let alone filmed myself and then thought to myself, better edit this video later so I can post to TikTok. Like fucking hell, Stacey.
That's a great point. Like, I've never video recorded myself crying.
It's so funny, like that little kid who was saying that, like, he was crying and he said he got bullied, and then he just turned out to be like a short person who had like hella followers and shit on social media. Bro, that shit was stupid, man. Nobody films themselves crying, bro. Nobody does.
Although I do take joy in filming my kids cry for some reason. I don't know why.
What? What are you on with them, bro? Can we not just... This is why Generation Z is fucked up, dude. Can we not just let people have human fucking moments without trying to digitize them?
I don't post it. I'm just like, I just want to, like, hey, it's like you never like
you watch it later and jerk off to it. What do you do?
I just watch it and laugh.
Oh my god!
Because
that's sadistic. That's what that is.
Because
you
children
admitted it on air. I think that's child abuse. I'm reporting you.
As a mandated reporter, I do not think this is a form of child abuse.
It's either child abuse or extortion. It's one of those two, and it's definitely not both of them.
Because kids they cry like over like toys and simple things, and so I just find this amusingly hilarious. And then I just watch it back with them, and then they're just like, "You suck."
It's not like that internet trend on Vine where it's like, your kids crying over things that they have no control over. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. The race got rained out, and then the kids crying. Like,
yeah.
I don't know, man. I think you should, examine that. Take this segment of the show, cut it out, and take it to therapy. I think you should dive in there and see what's going on.
Yeah, maybe there is something behind that. I'm not sure yet, but all right.
Well, certainly kids feel a certain type of way about it.
well, I'm a little bit surprised that you didn't film yourself crying when this happened last week. When the Queen Elizabeth II died, passed away in her sleep, and completely shut down all of news. But I was in a school busy dealing with a lot of stuff, so I didn't really learn about this until much, 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 much later in the day. And I still don't really give a shit that this happened. And it's not to be disrespectful, as Twitter has taken very far leaps.
Twitter has been very good lately. I just got to be honest. Whoever's on Twitter and making jokes, I love it. I love it so much. But we've been over this on the show before. I got my little flag back here, my little flag pillow. You can't see; he's just under D Rose. But I still support England in the soccer tournaments. Never been a U.S. Men's national team fan or women's national team fan, for that matter of fact. It's always been about my 3 lions and my 3 lionesses. But the Queen was the monarch. You can say that she didn't do anything. She didn't lead anything. She is the monarch, and she is now dead. And it's a very foreign concept to many Americans because, unlike we're about to experience with Joe Biden, our leaders don't usually die of natural causes in office. The last president to do so was, I believe, FDR. Of natural causes, I should say.
Yeah.
Because, a few people got their brains blown out. That's not the point. But the Queen is now dead, which means that pretty much the entire country comes to a halt. We've had breaking sound shows canceled. We have had soccer games canceled. All comedy programs are not to be aired for the next 2 weeks in the UK because, God forbid, you have a laugh at this time of morning. So thank you, Twitter, for pointing out the absolute incredulous ridiculousness of this whole shit. King Charles III, who knighted my father, by the way, is now the king. And it was like a point that we would make fun of my dad for and be like, you didn't get knighted by the queen, you just got knighted by some prince, you know. But now that prince is the king, and he is the third of his name, King Charles III. Not a very good name for British kings as it goes. The first one was beheaded, and the second one was only brought back because he was literally the only option. So that is where we stand. I believe Charles is somewhere in his late 70s to potentially early 80s. So we'll be running this whole thing again back in about 10 years. So I'm looking forward to that.
Who's next in line?
We got William, who of royal wedding fame. His wife Kate and their children will be the heirs beyond him. So they're doing that, but all of this means that all the soccer games are canceled, and now I'm depressed because I didn't get to watch my soccer and drink my beer at 6 a.m. at the bar. So yeah, I'm in a bad mood, guys. Don't kill my queen. See, the thing about the queen dying, and this is actually the most important thing, Gabe. So before we leave this, the thing about the queen dying, it was great to have a queen because she could move anywhere she wanted on the board. And she can move any spaces in that direction. Now we just have a king. He can only move one space in any direction at any given time. So there's that to consider as well as far as importance.
Limited options. That's what you get to look forward to. Sorry.
Fuck me. God save the king.
Sorry. All right. Well, you're handling that as well as I thought you would. All right. You're handling this one actually pretty well. Bad Bunny is having a hell of a summer.
Oh, yes, he is.
Everyone that I know went to the Chicago Soldier Field show. I think it was the most grossed tour or show at Soldier Field in Chicago.
I think you're supposed to say highest grossing, because when you say most gross, I just think it was like obscene. You know, it's the most obscene show ever thrown. The bunnies were definitely bad that night, you know.
But then he went to Yankee Stadium, and I read a headline that grossed like $22 million in that show alone, which also is when he nabbed his VMA award when he performed live from his tour in New York. So, man, Bad Bunny, man, doing huge things, and I think he's also has 7 weeks of being the number one on the Billboard Top 100, man. He's killing it, man. I can honestly say I do not know any song verbatim from Bad Bunny, but the kids love it.
Why would you, Gabe? As we established on this show already, you are a Puerto Rican who does not speak Spanish. So I wouldn't expect you to te amo Bad Bunny, as it were.
Shout out to Spicy Mike, who is at the Sox game and says this is way more interesting than the Sox, and I would agree 1,000%.
Somebody delivers Spicy Mike from the boredom of having to watch the White Sox play.
As a White Sox fan, I'm not even sure why you decided to do that. But no, I'm happy to see Bad Bunny like getting off like this huge success, man. He's really on a roll and just commanding tons of attention, and rightfully so, man. He's been doing this music thing for a while, so for him to hit this stride at this point in his career is really impressive.
Biggest male artist in the world right now?
Oh, absolutely, hands down.
Yeah, I don't think it's close. Yeah,
hands down. I think it's wise that the Drakes of the world decided to take a step back or not put anything out or not go on tour. It's not that Drake didn't drop anything this year, but I don't think he's doing a world tour. Bad Bunny is gonna rake up everything as long as he wants to stay on the road.
Who would want to tour behind Bad Bunny? You know, like, ooh, you don't want to play the night after. You know, he has the most obscene and gross show ever produced in Chicagoland or the surrounding areas.
Huge facts.
Anyways, shout out to Bad Bunny and shout out the clout of like accepting an award on the stage of your tour and not at the award show that you're required to be at. You know, like, I think that's so fucking cool, man. Like, more artists should do that. We should have empty award shows. And the only way you know if the artist got the award is if they're like on the show. You know, like we had the Emmys last night. and Quinta Brunson won for Abbott Elementary, a show that you should absolutely watch, Gabe. If you haven't,
I've seen it twice already. Yeah,
yeah, it's spectacular. But like the only way we should know that Quinta Brunson won that Emmy is that she shows up for season 2 of Abbott Elementary and just plunks it down on the desk, like for the very first episode. Like that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Exactly. All right, man. Let's keep it moving because now we're really running out of time. All right. WWE asked the question: which musician do you wish would compete inside the WWE ring? Bad Bunny, I would have said, but he already did that, and he was masterful.
He's pretty good. I would love to see Bad Bunny go on, like, write him a storyline. That would be cool.
Actually, like get him in the yeah, that would be great. Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Maybe when he gets off tour. Yeah.
Who would be great? Blake Shelton. I would watch that. Adam Levine of Maroon 5. Pretty much any judge on The Voice. Like if Ariana Grande decided to get in on the WWE side of things, I would watch that too.
That's a good point. I am gonna go with, which would probably be predictable, yet I would still want to see it. And of course, it would have to be, hang on, there it is. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see.
I only want to see 50 Cent. I don't want to see Rapper The Game inside of
the square circle. No. Tag team them up, and let's get it on, man. Let's really settle this beef, once and for all inside the wrestling ring.
That would be awesome. I mean, it would be more awesome if they fought UFC style, but like that would still be pretty awesome.
I would welcome both options.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep it moving. We were talking off air, but you can tell us now, man. You were picking up the air miles this week. There you guys are.
Somewhere downtown New York City at the legendary SOBs, where we took in a fantastic show put on by Lasalle Grandeur. We decided because his stage name is a street in Chicago, but also like an adjective. We decided that if he were in New York, his name would be Broadway Street Trash. So we're sticking with that. No, in all seriousness, though, we had a really great time. Shout out to Spirit Airlines for flying us out there. Me and Spicy Mike, who was the DJ for the night. Never been to SOBs before. Always wanted to go and support some of my friends. So to be there for Lassa felt like a full circle moment. Him and his goddamn golden member ass jacket.
He killed it though, man.
He really did. He really did. And he always puts on a great show. And shout out to everybody who came with us. We were out late in New York City with Junebug, having a lot of beers. Love that guy to death. What an incredible human being. And it was fun, man. It was, the OP Sad Boys was back together. We was taking it all in. So it felt like old times, but I was happy to be home for sure by the end of it.
I mean, I love the photos that we got to see on Lassa's Instagram page. This one is amazing. And I pulled this one from yours, so I don't know if you took this or something.
I took that one. You can, yes. Shower me with praise.
All right, man. I was like, all right, look at Sam. But putting that iPhone 12 to good use. Good for you, man.
Yeah.
Good for you.
It's got 3 cameras. One of them's got a hit, right?
Exactly. All right, as we race to the end, smoking weed is now more popular than smoking tobacco. This is according to a poll that was taken last month from Gallup, where Americans, 16% said they now smoke the stickiest of the ickiest more than they smoke that tobacco. So, listen, that was 11%. So, man, listen, smoking weed is in. Who would ever thought 25 years later that this is the new trend?
This seems like a good headline, but it's actually a bad headline because first they came for big tobacco. Now they'll come for big weed. Keep it in your pockets, kids. Poker face. We are living in the best times. It's never going to get better than this. So
we are. I'm trying to convert some of my my older friends who are retiring and are in that senior age to give it a try, give it a go. It's like you're retired. It's like you're retired. There's nothing to lose now. You don't have a job. Your
You ain't
pension
got
is
shit to
secure.
do. You just giving him the Friday pitch?
Yeah. I was like, listen, we're gonna do something for my birthday on the 24th, and I was like, there may be some adult smoking going on. Are you ready for this? And one of them said, I've been thinking about it. So we're gonna bring them along.
Hey,
So.
I'll say this about old people smoking weed: watch them very closely.
Shit.
Because there was once a time, maybe back in the 80s or the early 70s, when they were smoking weed, and it was a certain level of potency. We're far, far beyond that. So, always in moderation, no matter what you're doing. Stay safe out there. But if you're old, quite legitimately, and I'm looking directly in the camera, chill the fuck out. Chill the fuck out. You think you can hang. We want you to hang. You can't hang, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch some of them if they come and indulge themselves. I'm like, yo, you still have to drive home, B. Like, like you can't crash here. Like,
yeah, you can't sleep on my couch. There's already 7 more old people sleeping on my couch.
Huge facts. All right, let's race through these next 3 really quick. Snoop Dogg is getting into the nursery rhyme book game. The rapper, actor, entrepreneur has entered the world of children's programming with the new animated kids series Doggyland, where he voices the main character Bow Wizzle, who serves as an adult mentor to the rest of the cast, including Wags, Yap Yap, and Chow Wow, and Barksalox. Listen, man, I don't know what the fuck this is going to be, but I have to check this out. I feel inclined to watch.
While you still have a child who's like within that age range, you definitely should. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Snoop Dogg, but we certainly didn't cover when fellow Chicagoan and OPRF alum Ludacris created a similar show. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
that's all I'm gonna say.
Well, one is a lot cooler than the other.
Fellow Oak Parker. And Fast and Furious actor. Speaking of Snoop Dogg, while we're on Snoop Dogg, back when Snoop had an open murder case in the U.S., apparently, this is a true fucking story, not to rehash the Queen, but apparently they wouldn't let him into the U.K. because, he may or may not have committed a crime in the U.S. We don't want to let him into our country. He's a bad man. And the Queen herself stood up to the customs agents and said, this man has committed no crimes in our country. You will let him in.
I like that. Hit the applause button on that. There you go.
So, fun fact, she wasn't all horrible, but she was all lizard. So
she had Doggy Style and Murder Was the Case in her CD player, man. She knew what time it was.
That's why I want William to be king, because he was listening to those. He had the Walkman. When Walkmans was popping.
I almost certain that there's gonna be a Death Row shirt underneath the Queen's garb when she's buried. I'm 1,000% sure that's what's gonna happen.
And if there's not, Snoop will come lay one on the grave himself.
Big facts, man. If Snoop makes it,
and if Snoop can't make it, he'll send Barksalox.
Fuck yes. All right, really quick. Papa John's new pizza bowls, just toppings, no crust. Worst idea ever. I wish Papa John's the worst for this idea, because here's what it looks like. It looks like a poor man's pizza. It's supposed to be like vegetarian options for people who are looking for healthier eating options for pizza. And it's almost like if you're going to drink alcohol, like go all in. Don't fucking short yourself. Get the full experience. Don't half-ass it. This is a half-ass option.
Hey, I don't know what to make of this. How do you eat that? With a fork? Do you kind of like crunch the box and then kind of eat it like a taco?
It's trash. No
to all of this. And apparently we can't buy this in grocery stores. This will only be available at Papa John's stores. So fuck all of this. Definitely.
I'm glad we were off the show when this shit happened, because
because this would have been at least a whole news segment by itself. We would have gotten into hypotheticals. Too long. Gotta keep moving.
Yeah, fuck this shit. All right, last one. Kanye thinks he's leaving Adidas for the Gap. quote, it's time for me to go at it alone. But I guess he didn't read the contract where he has 3 more years with Adidas, or at least 4 more years, and then 7 more years with the Gap. And those contracts are ironclad, baby. So he ain't going to be going anywhere for a while. And Sam has the best quote from Kanye.
Oh, man. He said, we're going to have to treat Adidas and Gap like my new baby mamas. And we are going to have to co-parent these 350s. And ladies and gentlemen, what an incredible quote. Kanye is back. Yeah, you know, I just don't care, ultimately. Kanye has reached a point in fame and wealth that is just completely not only unattainable to myself, but just unimaginable, the problems that he has to go through. That's not to say that he doesn't have problems. It's not to say he isn't having a bad time. What it is to say is that I don't care. Just like when Jeff Bezos goes to space and Kanye breaks his Adidas contract, I still won't care.
It's not going to affect us either way.
Yeah, everybody. While we were in New York, everybody was like, "Oh, did you see Kanye posting the whole Adidas board to Instagram?" And I was like, "Yeah, what am I supposed to do with that information?"
Exactly.
Like, sure, I appreciate it. Great, good job, you know, but like, who are these people? I will never meet these people. I don't go to restaurants that these people frequent. I do not own a yacht. I only own 1 pair of Yeezy 350s. You know, like, we could go on for days. But basically, good for you, Kanye.
Shut
Still
the
don't
Kanye,
care.
man. Listen, the real story, real quick, if you didn't catch it last weekend, Ray J going through a PowerPoint of his text exchange with Kanye about the Kim K sex tape. That in itself, worth revisiting, which we won't do on the show, but I'm just telling everyone.
We'll save that, you know, Chris Sims style breakdown, NFL style breakdown for later. You know, yeah, we'll do that on another episode.
Speaking of contracts, that's a contract that I would like to see. All right, that's it for this extended edition of news that Gabe only cares about on this September 13th, 2022. Thanks for watching this latest episode. We hope that you enjoyed it. If you're looking for more, click on any of the episodes swirling around my head. And also, don't forget to follow us on the socials at Weekend Gabe, at Weekend at Gabe's, and also at The Real Sam Crane. All right, thanks for watching, y'all.